here. It says, Daily Press, world exclusive, the boy with a pig's heart inside his body. Today, the Daily Press can exclusively reveal that Cameron Kelsey, above, age 14 of Larkin Road, Dealworth in London, has made medical history. In a dramatic 12-hour operation sure to send waves of controversy around the world, the heart of a pig has been transplanted into the body of Cameron Kelsey. With time running out for the sick child and no likely prospect of a human donor, the only hope seemed to be an eminent surgeon and immunologist, Dr. Richard Bryce. His pioneering techniques for overcoming rejection between species have opened the way for a new wave of transplants between animals and man. Cameron Kelsey, the teenager from Dealworth, is remarkably cool about being a guinea pig on the frontiers of medicine. Asked about the special problems of using the pig heart, he said, "It's simple really. The only thing I have to be careful about now is taking my medicine to stop my body rejecting my new heart." His mother Catherine said, "Cameron knows the risks. He knows that he faces a lifetime of checkups and anti-rejection drugs, but all he can talk about is going swimming and playing football." Cameron's heart was damaged beyond repair by a viral infection 2 years ago, and his life ever since has been a slow decline punctuated by major crises. When Dr. Bryce approached us, it was a shock. "Yes, but it was a chance for my son to lead a normal life. I leapt at the chance," said Mrs. Kelsey. Although the idea of transplantation from other species into humans has been discussed and debated for a few years now, this is the first time that such an operation has actually gone ahead. Dr. Bryce has received media attention before when he first presented his opinion that the only way to overcome the shortage in human organs available for transplantation was to look at the organs of other species. No stranger to controversy, Dr. Bryce has long sought to make his name and his fortune in this field. Cameron Kelsey is known to be recovering in a private hospital and is thought to be doing well. Friends close to the family told us that Cameron's parents allowed Cameron to make the final decision. After long and agonising deliberation, Cameron finally decided that he really had no other choice. "It's simple really. I had to choose between living and dying, and I chose to live," said Cameron today. "And I'm feeling fine and fighting fit. I'd do the same thing again tomorrow." Cameron continued, "I can't wait to get back to school and start leading the life of a normal boy. Can't wait to swim and run and play football without getting breathless every 2 seconds." Mrs. Solar Shang, headmistress of Cameron's school, Ashmead Primary, said, "I knew that Cameron was in hospital for a transplant, but no, I didn't know." Continued on page 4. So there's the newspaper article. It's strange, that, isn't it? Think about what's been happening as well and where they've got some of the information from. Do you think that news is real or fake news? So back to the story. Stretched out my hand for the newspaper. Mum gave it to me without another word. Just one look at the headline was enough to confirm my worst fears. "Cameron, you're to stay away from all of them, including Marlon, do you hear me?" Mum fumed. "This whole business will now be turned into a 3-ring circus." Dr. Bryce shook his head. "And each one of us will be considered exhibits." "Maybe it's just a 1-week wonder," Dad said hopefully. "I'm sure the press will find something else to interest them tomorrow." Both Dr. Bryce and Dr. Ehrlich stared at Dad in stunned amazement. Mum just looked at him as if he'd lost his marbles. Me? I had other things on my mind. Marlon was my best friend, and best friends didn't do that to each other. Friends didn't betray each other. Friends could keep secrets. I looked down at the newspaper again. The headline shrieked at me. "I can't understand it," I whispered. "Why did Marlon do it? Why?" And at that moment, I felt more hurt inside than from anything the doctors had done to me over the last few days. Marlon was supposed to be my friend. In his shoes, I would never have told anyone. Never. "Your friend's motives aren't the issue now. We'll have to decide how to proceed from here. Mr. and Mrs. Kelsey, perhaps we could discuss this outside," Dr. Bryce suggested. "No, this concerns me, doesn't it? This is about me. Shouldn't I be part of the discussion?" Dad shook his head. "We don't want you to be any more upset than you already are." "I couldn't be any more upset. But don't worry, I'm not about to keel over." Mum nodded slowly, then smiled. "I don't think this is a very good idea," Dad began. Mum shrugged. "Mike, as Cameron said, this does involve him too, and if he feels up to it and Dr. Bryce doesn't have any objections, I don't see why not." Dr. Bryce took a good hard look at me and then visibly relaxed. "Cameron, as I'm sure you'll appreciate, our first priority has to be to protect you. If we don't do something, and fast, the press will be all over your family like cheap perfume." He sounded like he was quoting the line from one of those old black and white detective movies that Nan liked so much. It was so funny, peculiar to hear him say something like that. I almost smiled. Almost. So what do we do? Asked Mum. We spike their guns, Dr. Bryce replied without hesitation. I'll call an immediate press conference to tell the press exactly what's happened. Do you all have somewhere else to stay other than your house? Dad frowned. Why? Because I think you should all lie low for a while, just until the hullabaloo has died down. Lie low? We're not outlaws or criminals. Why should we lie low? Mum snapped out. Believe me, it's the best thing, Dr. Bryce soothed. It won't be long, just a month or two. A month or two? Mum wasn't the only one who was shocked. The press can be relentless. No, Mum's voice is quiet, and all the more firm because of it. I'm not going to let the press, or anyone else for that matter, hound us out of our own house. We haven't done anything wrong. I'm not going to let anyone treat us as if we have. Mrs. Kelsey, I really would recommend... We are not moving out of our house, and just as soon as Cameron is fit enough, he's going back to school. Mum's heels were well and truly dug in now. I'm sorry, Dr. Bryce, but I think my wife is right. We'd have to face this sooner or later. Surely it's better to do it now and get it over with. Then we can all go back to normal, said Dad. Mr. and Mrs. Kelsey, I think... No, I know you're underestimating what a pack of vultures you'll be dealing with. I've had the press camping out on my doorstep before. I know what I'm talking about, Dr. Bryce said sternly. As long as we have each other, we can handle it, said Dad. It'll be a one-week wonder, then the whole thing will blow over. Mum looked up at Dad and smiled. For the first time in a long time, they smiled at each other. And I was temporarily forgotten. But I didn't mind, to be honest. It was nice to see it. It made a change. I think you're both deluding yourselves, and for Cameron's sake, I would urge you to reconsider. Dr. Bryce wasn't about to give up. We'll be okay. Mum turned to smile at the doctor. The sooner we can get back to normal, the better. The doctor shook his head. I'll call the press conference for tomorrow and another when Cameron's ready to go home, he sighed. Are you both prepared to take part in the second conference with me? Dad turned to Mum, questioning look on her face. Is that really necessary? Mum asked. I would recommend it. It's better to throw the wolves a morsel or two than have them devour you alive, believe me, Dr. Bryce replied. Then we'll do it. Cameron's going to be fine, and that's what I want to tell the world. So when can I go home? I asked Dr. Bryce. If you carry on like this, I don't see any reason why you couldn't go home within the next month. The next month? I said dismayed. That long? Cameron, the worst thing I could do now is send you home before I'm 100% convinced that the anti-rejection therapy is working. Don't forget, this particular type of transplant has never been done before. I slouched back against my pillows, disappointed. All I wanted to do now was go home, then go to school and show all my friends that I was the same as them. I wanted to play football and swim and dance. I smiled ruefully. I guess the truth of the matter was, I wanted to show off. But until then, I just have to be patient. So that's chapter 13, year 6. Okay, so I will send you the next chapter on Monday. Okay.